What does to translate mean? To change words into a different language. Cambridge English Dictionary. But is this definition exhaustive? If so, we could agree both with the linguists Jacobson and Monod, who considered translation a mechanical process of word transfer from one language to the other, and with the linguist Nida, who regarded translation as an exact science based on prescriptive and normative rules. Well, I disagree, because I believe, as the translator Holmes said, that translation should not be deemed the result of a priori principles, but a field of studies from which to start in order to define general translation principles. Indeed, as the theorist Berman said, translation is an experience that is always different and depending on various parameters, such as culture, history, purposes, and target audience, and consequently, it is never an imperfect copy of the original text, but its creative reformulation. Moreover, as the linguist Lefebvre said, translation, like all forms of reformulations of a literary work, such as rewritings, following editions, cinema adaptations, etc., are necessary refraction phenomena in order to make the original text spread among more and more people over the centuries. With this regard, if we take into account the subject of my thesis, which is Lo Cunto degli Cunti, ovvero lo trattenimento de Peccerille, the Tale of Tales, or Entertainment for Little Ones, a collection of 50 tales written in the Neapolitan dialect of the 17th century by the Baroque writer Giambattista Basile, it is evident that without translations it would have been impossible to understand the complex Neapolitan dialect of the work. Therefore, I decided to expand upon two translations of Lo Cunto degli Cunti. The Italian translation by the philosopher, historian and translator Benedetto Croce, and the double rewriting from the 17th century Neapolitan dialect into a modern form and into Italian by musicologist, composer and writer Roberto De Simone. With his Italian translation, Croce wants to give to the Italians a more readable and easier version of Basile's masterpiece, and reinstates it into Italian literature. Indeed, he intervenes both on the abundant Baroque syntax of the original, by transforming disharmonic sentences into more coherent and harmonic ones, and on the text words, by substituting foul language, sexual references, and salacious expressions for sober and more elegant forms. As for his double rewriting, De Simone aims at preserving and improving the rhythm of Basile's prose, and in fact, on the one hand, he adds more rhetorical devices, such as alliterations and assonances, and on the other, he rewrites the 50 tales as if they were destined to be played orally. Moreover, as opposed to Croce, he does not modify or eliminate Basile's salacious expressions and sexual references. After reflecting on the concept of translating and analyzing the two mentioned translations of Basile's Lo Cunto degli Cunti, I went beyond the fact that both works were different texts compared to the original, because I wanted to underline that both are two important forms of reformulation of the original text, because they give us the possibility to discover not only the amazing fantastic world of fairies ogres, dragons, and talking animals that blends with typical plebeian characters and their grotesque stories, but also the limitless array of proverbs. They are over 400, and the beautiful metaphors and baroque descriptions spread throughout the 50 tales. In conclusion, just like those new planks that substituted the old ones of Theseus' ship, were instrumental in preserving the ship for centuries, similarly, Croce's translation and De Simone's rewriting are not imperfect copies of the original, but necessary reformulations that, just like those planks, will make Basile's ship survive over the centuries and fascinate more and more readers with the beautiful images evoked by its author.